Hey guys, welcome to our review of Kamen Rider 01, Season 2, Episode 3. As always, I'm your host, Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have...
And Makotoa.
Alright, guys, we got done watching this episode yesterday so that we could respond to your comments in this episode, but before that, let's dive into our thoughts, and I thought this was a wonderful, wonderful episode. Guy is where he should be, barely in the episode, and just an obstacle to overcome. The speed with which they dispatch him, most times now, is wonderful. The more times he's frustrated, I'm happy, because I don't like it when he's winning, which I guess is the point of the show and the point of the character. I just wish, again, still, I cared. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse. I really loved the singularity stuff and how they are finding a way, like the human gear are finding a way to develop wants and goals outside of Zaya.
Yes.
Zaya. Yes.
The satellite Zaya.
Uh-huh. And now we have this new interesting development with, like, we have Jin being the sort of like the focal point of, or basically seeing both sides of, like, should we be siding with
Aruto,
Metsubo-Jinrai.net or Aruto, who's naturally developing the sort of souls, the sort of singularities for these characters. And I really like that back and forth he had with Hirobi, and choosing not to go that route.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite part of the episode. Like, they kind of like established like something that we would probably need for the rest of this like series. Like, the human gears that reach singularity often have like those dreams and aspirations, and that's what kind of like separates them like from the regular drones that people were kind of scared of, because I feel like once they see like the more human side, it will probably help like win the public over. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing that whole development. Also, like, Jin's whole, like, he's trying to be an antagonist, and it feels so funny because he doesn't have any arguments about it. Like, he's just kind of like, you know what, I believe this is true, and he's like, Aruto's kind of like looking at him, and he's just like, well, I'm on the same side, and he's like, let's fight. And I'm just like,
I don't know. I'm more compelled by him being a stubborn asshole and not wanting to admit that they're on the same sides. That's more compelling to me than anything that Guy is doing.
I absolutely agree on every level. I
so
was gonna
much
make
more
that
fun.
point. I was gonna make that point. Like, anything we got with Jin is so much more interesting and less annoying than Guy. And I hate that our main villain is getting dispatched like this, but since it's Guy, it's okay. But, like,
Yeah.
I want more of a threat, but I don't want Guy to be that threat.
I mean, like, it would... I feel like the threat level would be higher if you had more than, like, 2 or 3 goons. And it's, like, the same people.
Yeah.
You could have swapped in different people. You could have given these dudes wigs, different wigs. Could have given that other dude some hair. And, like, pretended they were different people.
We've gotten pretty repetitive with just who's fighting who, I think. I mean, how many times has Yaiba taken a beating from frickin'...
Oh my god, that was so good.
I count 3, at least in his new form.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but this was probably the most, like, not petty, but basically, like, he was waiting outside of it.
Yeah, he's like, it's time for your beating.
Oh no!
Hiding out in the bushes, and he just like jumped Guy, and he's like, you better tell me your dream, or I'm gonna whoop you.
Oh man.
And that's exactly what happened. Like, you just beat her, and then you just left. Doesn't even try to have a conversation.
I'm gonna keep beating you until I snap some sense into you. Like, it's a little abusive, yeah.
Get a dream, loser.
It's so belittling too, which
Yeah.
For real.
It sucks, but like it feels like she's trying to come out of it. Like we're getting there. Like we're dropping hints.
Does it
But
ever feel like we don't have enough, like, main characters to work with?
um
Like, we always get the new, like, here's the new Humagear, and he's the main interest for a bit. But I don't know, I feel like we don't have a big enough cast for the main cast. Maybe it's because Jin and Hirobi were gone for so long, and even now they're, especially like Hirobi, right? He's super distant. Jin's becoming more prevalent, and that's great. But I still feel like we haven't had
I
a big
mean,
enough cast. I mean, we don't even have the
if
secretary guy anymore.
yeah, that's the thing. If we cycled those guys back in, I feel like it because like I was hesitant about their presence before, but I feel like they bring a jovialness to the episodes just to lighten it up a bit more.
I feel like we don't have enough of a world here. It doesn't feel like we get the human gears that kind of broaden like the world of, oh, this is how human gears interact with the rest of the world. But I feel like there's just not enough important people in play. It's even with our main antagonist, he's always had an empty room with just Yaiba and a chess set. Like, suddenly we get two minions because they need some other people to beat up, and it feels empty. The show doesn't I feel like we're getting a little stale with the same characters. I
I
wish we had.
that
I don't
reminds
know.
me. Okay, for those two goons in particular, it's like they try to introduce like not secondary characters, but like tertiary characters.
Yeah.
But I don't even remember their name. They don't even put in an effort to make us
Do they
remember
have
them.
names?
Right.
Yeah, but like they have like enough screen time to merit a name at least, or at least an identity instead of just the goons. And like they're acting in a way like they're actual characters, and it's kind of pissing me off that these guys think they're like all that when they're just like,
Yeah, they don't even have a name.
yeah, like these guys, you could just slap a helmet on both of them, and it wouldn't change much. Like,
Pretty much.
Yeah, they could be guardians. That
Oh
wouldn't be
boy.
a bad thing. But I
I
guess
mean,
guardians would like defeat the purpose of
yeah,
getting
yeah,
rid of AI. Yeah. So yeah, I guess in a way it has to be humans, and they're more of I don't know, a use of the human potential that Guy is trying to get out of
I miss
them.
Dodo.
Oh.
well,
I
that's not
mean,
the
do
end of it, but
you? He was a good character, but like
Yeah.
ultimately he just sort of like did nothing.
yeah. How'd you guys
Oh
feel
wait,
about?
no. Oh, you're talking about the other Dodo. 'Cause
Yeah,
there were two.
the one who like kills a dude or like shoots him.
Don't worry, he sort of came back this episode and danced around.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
and
was
in the
nice.
new, like, with some really weird looking, the underwear was just very uncomfortable.
How would you know you're not wearing it?
Uncomfortable to watch, but
It
okay.
was after seeing Mabashina's forehead crest that he took his pants off.
So how about that G pen? I thought that
That
story was pretty neat. I
that
really
was
like
beautiful.
the mangaka's like kind of like change of heart and like change of character. Like
Yeah.
I thought like his growth was just like a really nice thing to see, and like seeing like the human gear bring out that side of him.
Mm-hmm.
Like boom, good stuff. I like it.
It's like you know how what is it? Men in Black 3 just sort of happened out of nowhere. Uh
Sure,
the
yeah.
time travel one. Yeah, it's like getting another bit of the story you didn't know you needed. And it was a welcome surprise that it was back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't watched any of them.
Oh, okay. I love Men in Black. But not like the new one, but like the other three.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It was really good. and centering it around G-Pen and all that stuff. Like, it gives Aruto a purpose with his brand new
Company.
job, business. Yeah. So it's interesting to see where that's going to go. And I like that we're sort of establishing a new status quo and a new home base so that just people can cycle in and just have fun and say hello.
Yeah, don't you think it's kind of savage that G-Pen has more autonomy over himself than Yaiba does?
Yaiba didn't shoot them in the back.
That
He
is
didn't.
true.
Which,
That's
I
a-
mean, man, if you shot them in the back, that'd be pretty horrible. But she didn't.
But the
That
thing is,
must be...
there's some extreme mental processes going on there that she has to overcome just because of what Guy had done to her. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. Are we done? Are
Sure.
we good? All right. Let's
Yeah, we're
get
good.
into some comments, guys. All right. So first up from Ryugano. He says, Guy gets his ass kicked again. 10 out of 10. Oh my god. You wrote 2 paragraphs and then like it. Oh wait. Yeah, 2 paragraphs and a concluding like
Yes.
Let's go, dude.
Guy
Let's
gets
do it.
his ass kicked again. 10 out of 10. In all seriousness, this is a good episode. I love the resolve Aruto has on what his company is for. To help humans and Human Gear realize their dreams. I like G-Pen realizing his dream and the manga artist admitting, sure, he thought of G-Pen as a tool, but then honestly thought of him as a great partner. I also like how they handled Jin. How they handled Jin. He wants Human Gears to be free and do what they want, and he thinks Aruto is selfishly lumping in Human Gears into his dream and doesn't ask what they want. Jin's talk with Hirobi also great, and it shows how different their views are now. Jin wants Human Gears to be free from any system and let them decide what they want to do, but Hirobi says that they must be connected to metsubojinrai.net in order to survive and get rid of humanity. At least that's what I think Hirobi was getting at. Yeah, absolutely. Because he was saying that stuff like they can't be free unless the humans are gone.
As long as we're the dominant species, we gotta make them all subs now.
Fu continues to live in the parking lot to take down Zaya. But all he gets is more of trying to beat some sense into Yua, and she took the Assault Wolf key. Me thinks she's gonna hack into Fua or make him obedient in some way. I forgot that happened because like we didn't have a distinct scene of a pinata, so it was really weird when she just sort of had it.
She just snagged it when she got punched.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I guess. I don't know. It was strange because like it's never like present in any of his gear or anything. It's not like on the belt.
Or in his giant ass jacket.
Like when he was fighting, like they showed a shot of it like attached to his belt.
They really? Okay.
They did.
Whatever. Or at least this will play into Naki being in the next episode. Remember that Assault Trigger is connected to the Arc and therefore would make it easier to connect to metsubojinrai.net member like Naki. Also, I appreciate Yua's whole tool thing being addressed more here. I'm sorry, Yua, but I don't believe you when you say I'm not a tool. I'm doing this on my own. I just don't.
Yeah.
Does anybody?
Yeah.
And it looks to be the case with her holding her head in pain and Guy giving her another order.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like it's obvious what they're trying to do. It's just taking too long to get to where they need to be, and we're sacrificing what we think would be a really awesome character to have.
Yeah.
Again, it's like Guy is making everything take longer, and it's really annoying. And that whole "you can't make it on your own" line does give us some idea behind why she's at Zaya. A small idea, but it's there. Let's see. We've got another comment from Rajik Rasul, who says, finally, US showing some doubts that humans and Humagears can dreams. And Jin thinking maybe humans are not bad at all. let's not forget Fua Henshin, that punch kick, round kick.
Ooh. Punch, kick, round kick.
Flip backs. Love seeing Guy getting pissed. We know stress are not good for us, but for him is good. You can clearly see some wrinkles on his forehead. For next week, a model human gear. Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks for the comment.
Thank you.
I mean, that dude is 40, right? Like 46.
45. 45. Next up, Double the Unknown. It's funny how 2 episodes ago, Guy thought he was in firm control, and now he's just ruining his jacket and scampering off with empty threats. I think he just changed his jacket inside his own suit just because he knew he was going to fly out of it, so he needed his beat up one again.
For real.
Yeah. Even Yua appears to be slowly slipping out of his control. Speaking of Yua, my guess is that she stole the Assault Wolf keys so they can extract Naki from Fua's brain. Arto's new company feels less like a manufacturing and more like Humagear talent agency. Well, I mean, that's never been a bad thing for this show. Also, the one thing I want most now is to see Hirobi and Jin at odds at some point, as their goals are starting to become very different. But they do both genuinely want the same thing for Humagears. It's just, in different ways, which I guess would maybe Hirobi might be the final villain as like Metsubo Jinrai incarnate. Like,
I feel like if Arto just
they are.
I feel like Arto just walks over to Hirobi's place and just offers him some cookies, he might have a little change of heart. You know?
Maybe. I would
Yeah.
like some cookies. Cookies they do a lot.
I got some Oreos.
Shut up.
Cookie, my dude, you really did. Okay,
I can read this one if you want.
go for it, man. I'm like,
All right, Toei. See how an episode with actual character growth can make the episode entertaining and enjoyable to watch? But anyway, this episode brings back side characters from an earlier episode from the series, with an actual different this time, with the manga artist accept his assistance not just as a tool, but as an actual partner to share his vision with G-Pen. Also, not only that he also support G-Pen to debut his own manga. How cool is that?
see,
Yua
not so
is-
easy, is it, Alex?
I'm just trying to give you a break, dude. Yua is slowly getting closer to break from Guy control, with her slowly realizing that she was an actual human being, not just a tool. She just needed to get beat up by Fu and Arto giving speech about how everything can have their own will and dreams and not be controlled by others. Jane got another character growth in this episode that by actually letting Arto make his friend gain singularity was a good thing, so best to let Arto handle the non-sentient human gears than free them from humans. Also, the fact that Hirobi's forcing Jin to stick with MetsuroJinrai.net, I love it, turns it into a URL because non-sentient human gears can't live
You
without.
can actually go to that URL, by the way. You can like input a message or something, and they'll you can input an email and they'll respond if it's like coherent enough.
Will it be
Okay.
in Japanese?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Because non-sentient human gears can't live without a network to rely on is also good, and this will cause inner conflict because the difference ideology between them. Next episode will be interesting with Fua getting his chip removed, and Arto, Izu, and the new human gear will be doing a fashion festival. I am interested in that. I kind of wanted a little break because we did get like a lot of dense plot stuff in the last 3 episodes, so I don't mind filler in this one.
Yeah, what if we had like I don't know, like 5 to 10 episodes dedicated to some sort of like I don't know, an arc where we compete like in a tournament style with another character. That might be great.
I'm not gonna like listen to that because it just hurts my brain. So just imagine Hirobi being in that fashion episode, like in his usual samurai getup. That would be very entertaining. I don't know why he would
Yeah.
be there, but that's a pleasant thought that we can end off on, not that god awful.
I mean, make sure to bring Jin with his pointing device.
Oh yes.
Dude, he's gonna be wearing like
Okay.
half an outfit on one side and then half of another on the other. It's like, is it a blue dress or a yellow dress? Who knows?
Just shows up in Harvey Dent's clothes. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for commenting. I know it may not seem like it a lot of the time, but we definitely appreciate all the work that you put in to those comments. It would just really help if you make them a little smush. Ooh, smush. Brevity is the soul of wit. Yeah, absolutely appreciate it. And I'm glad that we're all sort of like on the same page on this. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. Tell us in the comments down below what you thought about your thoughts. No, what you thought about our thoughts about your thoughts about this episode. Keep it juicy.
Yeah, see ya.
Later.
All right.
Technically, my recording is over.
Cool.
Dude, what? That was a lot harder to read than I thought.